Hey bosses! So today I am here to share with you 5 steps that you can take to improve your employees' performance. And I am going to share with you these things, but first I want you to kind of consider and think about if you've ever said something like this. And that is, I don't have time to have that discussion. If you are answering yes, you've had that thought in your head before, and of course then you haven't done anything about it, ask yourself this: do you have time for employee poor performance? And I'm guessing if you have watched any of my videos that the answer is probably no. Who has time or wants employee poor performance? I know I don't, and I'm sure you don't as well. So wishing that that employee is going to automatically turn a new leaf and, be an awesome employee and have high performance is probably not going to happen. That employee's poor performance is going to continue. So hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. All right, so I want you to understand first, yes, I know you really want to know, get on a jump on the 5 steps that you can take to improve your employees' performance. But I want you first to be aware that there are reasons why that employee may not be performing at the level that you are wanting. And one of the reasons really could be that they just have had poor training. Or maybe they have inadequate equipment that really is, they need to kind of get the job done. Maybe they have time pressures. They have a high workload and they are feeling stressed and overwhelmed. It also may be that they have a lack of understanding of what those priorities are, or they may be just totally disorganized. And maybe there's poor communication from you as the boss. You're not being really clear on what the expectations are or what those priorities are. And then maybe they just, are not motivated. And yes, that does happen. So these are some of the reasons why your employee may not be performing at the level that you want. And I want you to come back here on Thursday because I am going to discuss these 6 reasons on Thursday's video. So don't forget to come back and check it out on Thursday. And if you like it, hit like and also subscribe. All right, so let's get started. So the first step that you really should be taking if your employee is not performing at the level that you want, and that is to have a private meeting. So when it comes to having a private meeting, I mean private. That means there's no HR, there's no other coworker in there or another supervisor. Really, it should just be you and that person. And it should also be an environment that is non-confrontational. So when I mean non-confrontational, I don't mean that it's in your office, because that can kind of, think about it yourself. If you get the call, hey, I want you in my office, I want to have a meeting with you at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, then you're going to be going, oh, what happened? What did I do? And that's also going to put that person on guard, and that's not what you want. So the meeting should be in a neutral setting, whether it's a conference room. I don't suggest that this meeting be virtual. It really should be face-to-face. And also think about this, get your mindset going with regard to when you're setting this meeting. You should be respectful. You need to be calm, and you really need to be positive. This is not a beratement, which is leading me into my second step for you guys, and that is state the reason for the meeting. So this is not a beratement. I want you to be non-confrontational. So this is going to be a discussion, right? It's going to be, hey, I just want to have this meeting with you because there has been several instances where work has been turned in late. So this is just an overall, hey, this is why we're having the meeting, and you start it off that way. And then the third step for you to take is focus on performance problem only. So focus on the performance problem only, not the person, not their personality, just the problem. And so, like I said before, this should be a discussion. This is, you're really wanting to understand. So if it's non-confrontational, you're saying something like, hey Josh, I want to have our discussion today. I want to talk about what possible reasons might be occurring why your weekly reports are being turned in 3 days late. So keep in mind that when you're focusing on the problem, you need to be specific about that problem, not the person. And then the fourth thing I want you to consider is that there's two sides to every story. So when I say there's two sides to every story, then that's your job to listen, not to keep interrupting. You want to listen to what that person is sharing with you. What are the challenges, those obstacles that he or she is experiencing? Which leads me into my fifth step, and that is to identify that performance solution. So get buy-in here. Have them come up with possible solutions that will help them overcome those obstacles. And then once you have that list of, hey, what's preventing that person to turn in those weekly reports in on time, then figure out what the best solution is. And then simply take action and implement it. Get it going. And there may be some times where there's some guidance that's needed. Maybe there's some insight that they might need to be more successful, because you might have information regarding what's going on that they don't have. And then also keep in mind that, with the guidance, you also need to follow up, not just let it go. Because if you just let it go and just meet that one time, they may have a feeling that that's not really that important. And this is really important when it comes to results and bottom line. So have follow-up schedule set where you're going to meet and see how things are going. They get to share what's working and what's not. And maybe there needs to be a couple follow-ups. Whatever the situation is, and whatever how the performance is going. All right? So let's recap real quick. So 5 steps that you can take to improve your employees' performance are: have a private meeting, address it basically. 2 is state the reasons for the meeting. The 3rd is to focus on the performance problem. And then the 4th is to recognize and understand that there's 2 sides to every story, and your job is to listen. And then the 5th is to identify the performance solution, that best solution that is really going to help them improve their performance and get the results that you're wanting. All right? So hopefully you found some value in this, and if you did, please like the button below, and don't forget to subscribe, and now go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. All right? Bye, guys.